From the court to the classroom, from the block to the boardroom, this is the Michael Graham Show, where real talk meets real life. Join Michael Graham as he breaks down the big issues: youth development, community programs, housing, jobs, and the challenges that shape us all. Loud, funny, real. The voices of experience from athletes, educators, advocates, and everyday warriors are all right here. This is where community comes to talk. This is the Michael Graham Show.
Well, folks, welcome to another episode of the Michael Graham Show. My name is Michael Graham, your host. Coming to you tonight. I'm gonna let you guys know, the fans out there, was looking to ask some questions to the big fella out of UCLA, Stu Gray. He won't be with us tonight. He had a little medical issue, but I will get him back on here and we'll get to talk to him. I want to introduce my co-host. He is the author of The European Experience, The Other Side of the Hoop. And to me, he's a mentor to me. We met about a year ago, and man, it's the best thing that ever happened to me, man. This guy, man. I mean, he's been with me, man, and I really do appreciate him. I want to introduce my co-host, Mr. Bobby Kinzer. Hey, Bobby.
Mike, man, I hate to see a grown man cry. I'm getting ready to start crying up here. I'm like the engine on the commercial with the Coke can on the ground, man, with the tin is out. Mike, thank you.
Go ahead, man.
How is everybody doing out there in Michael Graham world? All's good. I hope all's good, man.
All right, tell us about your trip, man, because hey, man, you going out of the country and beautiful weather, and I mean, tell us about it.
I was in Grenada. That's like about 1 island up from Trinidad, from Venezuela, where I actually played. You played in Venezuela too, didn't you?
Right.
Yep. I played one summer in Venezuela in '79, but never been to Grenada. Nice island. Okay, but look, we got a great show for today, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, just go ahead and introduce him.
Well, I mean, I'm honored to be amongst these two gentlemen went to Division I prestigious universities, and I'm gonna start with the first gentleman, Mr. Dave Popson, who was a senior, that is, who was at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, and from 1983 to 1987, he was a first round pick for the McDonald's All-American Classic, and he's the Hall of Fame. He's in the Hall of Fame of the Pennsylvania State Athletics. Let's hear it for the wonderful, the incomparable Mr. David Popson Sr. What's up, David?
Okay. Hey, Dave.
Oh, we might.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Can't hear you.
Okay,
we can hear you.
Okay, good. You can hear us.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, okay. There you go. He's gone again. Okay, let's go next with another wonderful Cager, drafted with, I think, in the 8th round by the Indiana Pacers. Played at Kentucky from 1979 to 84. And if y'all know, I mean, well, Kentucky got many years of great basketball, but those years were actually some significant great years of players like Sam Bowie and Turpin, Mel Turpin. And ladies and gentlemen, hey, welcome back there, David. Let's welcome to the show, Tom Heitz. Hi, Tom. How you doing?
Hey, Tom.
Great to be here with everybody.
Man, y'all looking like young men, man.
Stop the bullshit.
Space cream.
I meant, and I left a word out. Young, old men. I'm sorry, I left one word out.
I'll take it, though. I'll take it.
I'm here, too.
Good thing, man. Glad to have y'all on the show, man. This is
it's good to be here.
one of our things with me and Mike about doing this show is giving the old fellas some flowers while they're alive. You know what I mean? Because we talk about the young people, and I'm all for the young people, but let me tell you, we can't forget the older people. And I'm talking about us and even older, because that's why a lot of these young people are jacked up, because some of these old people need to be picked up and helped along. But we want to talk about y'all, man, because y'all have a wonderful, wonderful legacy, and we want to get into it. But Mike, let me tell y'all something about Mike Graham. Mike Graham should be running for like mayor of DC. He should run for governor. Something. This mug knows everybody. Mike knows everybody.
That's our city council race. So I sort of changed my mind in a sense, because I just wanted to see who was out there and see all these people that claim they want to do for the city. But it's not like that. So in 2 years from now, if God spared my life, I'm going to try it again. This time I'll be more ready. I have a ground game and everything else in order.
Yeah, well, I think but Mike, it really just goes to shows to your character, man, because you have a good heart, and people know that. I've been meeting a lot of people, and I hear nothing but good things about you. But it was so interesting when you were coming through Georgetown. The media had you portrayed as a totally different person, and I know you, Tom, and David, y'all know how the media is, because y'all played at Division I schools, and you always had to watch what you said. And that's one of the things that I learned when I played pro ball overseas. You can't always say what's really on your heart. But Tom, let's start with you, man. Where did you grow up, actually? And where did you start playing basketball? When did you start playing ball?
Northern Indiana. So if you watch the movie Hoosiers, that was every Indiana high school basketball player, especially like me that didn't grow up in the city. That's how we existed. Dennis Hopper was the town drunk. We had he was shooter. Ours was Strawberry Haynes.
Wait, with Strawberry? That's his name, Strawberry.
Yeah, Strawberry Haynes. I guess because he was so such an alcoholic, his face was red. So Strawberry. So, and we had the town people. Coach, you should be playing more zone or man to man and all that, but just good, hard scrabble. Good values, parents, everybody looking out for each other. It takes a village to raise a child. We had everybody around. It was a good experience, kind of isolated.
Under Bobby Knight.
I never wanted to play for him, and neither did my nephew, Brad Miller, who played for Purdue.
Oh, yeah, Brad, okay, yeah.
And look, I would have been a great player for Bobby Knight, perfect. I would have followed his system, but I mean, it was not Kentucky or UNC. It was IU, okay? And it's just different. I mean, I had a lot of friends that played there. But the only reason I went for a visit was not an official visit. And David can relate, and Michael too. When you're being recruited, you're being treated like royalty. I had to go down there. And he just starts busting my chops on things, the assistant coaches. And it's like, why am I even here?
Right.
I didn't want to be here. We had to drive, because that's down in Bloomington, and where my school was up in the northeast part of the state. Mm-hmm. And I was just so mad at my coach. But my coach was like a real big Bobby Knight fan. He's like, well, you got to go down there and, talk to him. It's like, I have hundreds of other schools to go to. I don't want to go there. Okay. And half my team on Kentucky, I don't know. Everybody, look, David, I don't know if you had guys from Indiana on your team, but look at how many Indiana players have been at UNC. So they seem to either they was going to Kentucky, or they was going to Duke, or they was going to UNC. So I don't know. It was like either you're attracted to Bobby Knight or you're repelled by him. So I was.
You're exactly right, Tom. You're spot on with that assessment. Either you were with him or you were against him.
Wow.
Yeah, but isn't that an interesting statistic of how many All-Americans at the respective schools came from Indiana that played at Kentucky and UNC? That'd be a good trivia question. And you can add Duke in there too,
without a doubt. No question.
So
yeah.
Anyways, that was a long answer to your question.
No, that's
Oh,
a good
okay.
no. Good answer.
Yeah,
What about
yeah.
you, Dave? Where did you come up? How did you come up and start in basketball?
I came up through here in northeastern Pennsylvania. I went to the 5-star camp, and that's where I got really noticed. And up here in Honesdale, you probably went through there, Michael. Did you go to 5-star back in the day
No,
up
I
in
mean, you know what?
Honesdale?
I never went to any camps.
Okay, all right.
You know,
Well, I
yeah,
don't
I
know if
always wanted to.
I don't know if you went through the 5-star. Maybe there was two. There was one in Pittsburgh, and there was one in Honesdale.
The
The
one
one
in
in Honesdale.
Pittsburgh was the Dapper Dan, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard of
But
that
the
one
one in
too.
Honesdale, I'll never forget the one in Honesdale I went to. I was going into my junior year, and ran into a guy named Lenny Bias.
Oh, okay.
You know Lenny, Michael. This guy, he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
he was a man amongst children, right, in this camp.
yeah.
Like, he was just destroying everybody. And that was in the summer camp, and they had a fall camp. So I went back in the fall camp, and after like meeting this guy in the summer camp, like this guy,
Mhm.
like he knocked the teeth out of me, man. Like that was an eye-opening experience. That was the first time I read, I better get my shit together, or I'm not going to be able to do anything.
Wow.
This guy was unbelievable. And I met him again, and I went back and I worked out through the summer, and I met him again in the fall, and I thought I held my own against him, well, as much as you can hold against yourself against Lenny Bias, but
Right.
and had the opportunity to play with him down the road, for 4 years at Carolina. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah. You were first team McDonald's All-American alongside with some legends. At what point in your high school career did you realize that you were on a trajectory to the NBA?
And to the NBA, I never thought about the NBA. I always just thought about doing well in college.
Okay.
The NBA was on the afterburner. Like, you thought about the NBA maybe at the end of your junior year, going into your senior year. What are you going to do after when you graduate? Okay, you were
Right.
thinking about that stuff. But
Yeah.
when I was
I got
first there,
yeah.
I had no ideas about NBA. I was just trying to get better as a player. And we were surrounded by a lot of talent. We had Jordan Perkins, Brad Daugherty, Kenny Smith, Curtis Hunter, guys, Joe Wolf. This is loaded with talent. J.R. Reed, Scotty Williams. It's just names after names of talent that you had to go against. But that only made you better, though, as a player.
James Worthy, you forgot him.
Well, James Worthy, he was already graduated.
He
would come
was.
back. He
That's
would
right.
come. He would come back and work out with us in the summertime and school you.
Yeah.
He'd give you lessons.
That's would be some great practices.
Yeah,
Man.
that's what they used to do to us at Georgetown. They would have the guys that played
Yes.
for the Bullets coming, just manhandle us and everything, just getting us
Yeah.
ready.
That's
for
how
that
you
Big
get
East.
better, though. That's how you get better, Mike. That's how you get better.
Well, yeah, because I had Rick Mahorn told me I was his favorite player. And you know what? My chest got so big. I'm like, wow. He's
That's
an NBA guy.
let me tell you something. That's a compliment coming from Rick Mahorn.
Yeah.
That guy was an animal.
Yeah. Hey, Tom, you were drafted in the 8th round after an outstanding career at Kentucky. What is one piece of advice that you would give to modern late round or undrafted players to make a name for themselves in the professional camps?
Well, I mean, if you're good, they're going to find you because obviously they don't have 10 rounds now.
Right.
And like my nephew, Brad Miller that played in the pros, he went undrafted. That was his fault.
Mm-hmm.
And then he surfaced. But like I told him, he got relegated over to Italy for the first year. And then he, his agent got him a minimum with Charlotte. Mm-hmm. But he did his job. But for somebody like me that Brad was better than me. But you just, hey, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. You just give it all you got. Like, I don't have any regrets on my career whatsoever because I got a chance. I went to the Pacers. I was with your teammate, Gene Smith, signed a 3-day guaranteed no cut contract for $75. I'm still a free agent and available.
Wait, Tom, did you say $75?
Yeah, it was no cut guaranteed. It was a per diem $25 a day. So that's what it was.
Hey, ain't bullshit neither.
Oh,
Right.
man.
Right. Oh my God.
And the bonus. See, I got a bonus because George Irvin, who was the coach of the Pacers at the time, Gene Smith, your teammate Michael, we were at a bar next door, and he was there, and he bought us a round of beer. So that was my bonus.
Wow, stop. Big time.
I know, right?
Yeah. But it was good, and I had a chance to go overseas. I didn't. I was burnt out.
Where overseas, Tom?
Oh, there was a multitude, but the one was nice. It was France. It was going to be like 7 months, 70,000, and no taxes on that. But I was just so burnt out, and this comes back to the mental health. I was just done. I just didn't know what to do at that point.
What team in France? I know they had Limoges,
I can't remember which one because my agent.
Was it Monaco? Was it? That's where I was.
Oh, you went overseas too, David?
I played in Monaco. I played in Granada, and I played in Mallorca, Spain too. Yes.
Oh my God! Oh, and you played in other places.
Yeah, you had some fun. David, I can't remember where. I just know.
There was a lot of teams in France, Tom. There was a ton of teams.
Tons of teams.
But you know what?
Little towns. Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Here's what would have happened. If I would have went over there, the trajectory I was on, if I would have played well, maybe the next step would have been Italy, because that seemed like a progression. Then I would have been sleeping with a mobster's daughter or wife, and I'd be at the end of the, Mediterranean Sea or whatever. I just wasn't in a good place. So everything worked out. Like my son said, well, Dad, if you would have went, you got stronger and everything, you could have been the NBA. And I said, well, maybe, but you wouldn't have been born. So, because who knows? So everything worked out well. But again, I keep giving you long answers to short questions.
No.
That's okay. That's fine.
If it's something that you want, and if it's meant to be, then you do it. See,
absolutely.
Again, when I have no regrets about my basketball career, I played where I wanted to play. I got drafted, got a chance. So it's like nobody held me down. I had a chance to go overseas. I chose not to. So that's on me. So, and then any kind of NBA aspirations that I might have had, I got to live that through the 14 years with my nephew when he was in the NBA. Yeah. So other than the paycheck, it's like, you can have that.
Right. The experience is worth it. And the experience is worth every bit of any dollar. Yeah. Hey, Dave, did you say Grenada? Where did you say?
Granada, Spain. Spain. In the Spanish league, yes. I love that place. That is a beautiful part of the world. If you ever get a chance to go to Granada, Spain, go.
Mallorca's beautiful too.
Mallorca is a beautiful island. It's isolated, but it is beautiful.
Yes.
Go there in the summertime. Don't go in there in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Wait, Grenada, is that an island too, I think, isn't it?
No, that's you're thinking of Grenada, Tom. I think down in the Caribbean.
Yeah, I just came from there last week. I was there last
week. Granada, Spain is in like southern Spain. It's beautiful. It's down there, the Sierra Mountains in Spain. It's absolutely gorgeous place to go visit. It is.
Since both of y'all play international ball, man, I'd like to bring this up. Mm-hmm. Last year's draft, the first 6 players, if I'm right, 5 or 6 players, were international players.
Okay.
There seems to be a push now to draft international players before American-born players. Do you all have any idea why that may be? I know one reason why I think it is because when I played overseas, just like you see Wemby, the big men learn the guard position too and the small forward position.
Absolutely.
Here, they isolate you. If you're power forward and center, you stay down with the centers and power forward. If you're a guard, you stay with the guards. But back there, they teach you all the way game, and they go in the classroom and
Absolutely.
So I
These
think that might be the difference.
It's a big difference. These players are skilled. They work on their skills. They work more on their skills than they actually do in like game stuff.
Exactly.
Here I remember Barkley pushing this stuff a few weeks ago or months ago, saying AAU ball here, this pushes games. You go to an AAU high school thing, they play 7-8 games a weekend. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like these kids overseas, they're working on their game every day through drills and skills and working on the fundamentals of what they need to learn.
Yeah.
You know, what we learn here is try to put up numbers.
Yeah, numbers. It's about numbers. You're right.
You know, come on, man. Come on. Really?
And
that's just my opinion.
What do y'all think about the NIL?
NIL is more power to them. They're making money. Coach Smith was a big proponent of us getting paid back in the day. He was, but I think he's probably spinning in his grave with the amount of money these guys are making.
Yeah.
You know, like it's gotten out of control. It is. I mean, where's the limit? Where do you put limits on it?
Yeah,
I don't know. That's a tough question. It is.
Tom, what do you feel about NIL?
I look at it as it's out of control. I don't know what's more egregious, the money of NIL that the guys get, or what they're playing the WNBA players now. Because
no, don't you beat up on the WNBA?
Oh, I'm going to, because I'm trying to give it there, but you know, other than a few handful of players, it's like, come on now. I mean,
it's ridiculous. You're exactly right, Tom.
And they were complaining. I remember the girl that got locked up in Russia, Griner. Her wife was complaining, saying that she had to go over there to get paid. And I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. She's talking about their pay should be even with the NBA players. I'm like, please stop it. Look at the fans base, and that should tell you right there. And this is no bias or being, what do you call it, against women. It's like this. It's like day and night, like you say, Tom, as far. But the NIL, this is the thing. So, Mike, so I don't know. Mike is in there because he was in '84. So y'all are in the same kind of era. Because when I went to Penn State, they had we got paid money. It was called laundry money. And now, did y'all get that? We were paid $15 a month. Did y'all get paid like that stipend?
Man, we barely got shoes at Georgetown.
Damn,
laundry money, no.
We barely got shoes at Georgetown.
So I went to
Let me tell you the story. Bobby, let me tell you the story. One day we went out Vegas to play UNLV. So we getting on the bus and everything, you know, team getting on the bus. So we see their players. Actually, they were coming in because we practiced first. These guys getting out of Mercedes, BMWs, and you know, we're on the bus looking at each other like we went to the wrong school, dude. You know, we had to run to Coach Thompson's hotel suite every time when they wanted to give us per diem. You know, it was crazy. It was crazy.
That was like a road trip to NC State back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to open up a can of worms.
We're past the,
no, that's what happened to Clyde and Glide Austin.
We're past the statutes of limitations.
Yeah, right. Clyde and Glide Austin.
Yeah, right.
I loved all those guys though at NC State. I really did. I did. They were good guys.
Yeah, they were good because I knew Kenny Carr. I don't know if you remember Kenny Carr.
Yes, I do.
And then they had Clyde the Glide because I remember he was driving down Cadillac Seville as a freshman. I mean, come on. But
they've been doing that for a long time.
That was going on for a long time.
Yeah. So hey, Tom, who was coaching you in Kentucky at that time?
Joe B. Hall.
Of course.
Oh, it was. So you did get coached by the legend, Joe.
Yeah, and then
Joe Hall.
Leonard Hamilton was our assistant coach.
Get out of here!
I remember. Wasn't he in Houston? No, Leonard Hamilton.
Oh, he was at
Coach the Wizards.
Yes, and he was at
He just retired from Florida State. He was at Miami, did well. Then Jordan hired him for 1 year, coached for Charlotte, and then fired him. And then Leonard ended up back for 20 years at Florida State and just retired last year.
But don't look. That's some y'all played for some legendary coaches.
Good guy, man.
Who Leonard Hamilton?
Yes.
Yeah. Leonard. He had a good career. But I mean, y'all. I mean, between Dean Smith and Joe B. Hall, I mean, you don't get they come before John Thompson. You know what I mean? If you on the pecking order, they were before John.
Well, Coach Smith was really good friends with John Thompson.
Yes.
And actually, I'll tell you a little story. When John Thompson's son was coming up, he was a good ball player. He came to Carolina on a visit. And Coach Smith had me chaperone his son around the campus.
Oh, okay.
Little John.
Little John. He was a good kid, man. He really was. Good kid.
Yeah.
But Tom, tell me, because I've heard a lot about Joe B. Hall. What was it like playing for him? What kind of coach was he?
Oh, he was an animal. I mean, he's good. I can't disparage him because he gave me a shot. I played there, got to live my dream playing for Kentucky. Good coach, won a national championship. But if we would have had Rick Pitino as a coach, we would have won, probably 4 out of the 5 years I was there.
Right.
Because, I mean, Joe B., the thing was, you pounded into the big guys. We had outside shooters, but you pounded into the big guys and you be brutal. You just go and he always said that hair lip people, they come across, you hit them.
Yeah.
And that was just, we had a aggressive weightlifting system. We was always strong, but the problem is we'd be wiping people out up till the first of the year when we get in the conference schedule. Then his mindset got real tight, and it was something about, the SEC schedule. He just started losing his mind and getting real controlling and everything. But and started to you need to do this and do that like this, and you got to listen to your coach. But we were running kind of like the Fever with Caitlin Clark when he just let us go. It was just like dominating people. But then I don't know, and
so, he comes from that old school.
Let me ask you, Tom. Did you guys get, as the year went on, you got worn out?
Oh gosh, yeah. It was just get to the point where I would say that, it got to the point you're so worn out, and this sounds embarrassing. That's like, you know what? I don't care if we win or lose to a certain point, because we're just so tired. You're beat up. It's just the pressure was on him, and it just got to be like it wasn't really fun, and it was just like, we're trying to do everything we can, and I don't think it was because we were weak. It was just that
you just get worn out.
Yeah, you just get worn out, and it was just like, you need a little bit of sugar with the vinegar sometimes.
You know what? I think that happened with a couple of my Carolina teams a couple of years. I mean, my first year there, Kenny hurt his wrist. If Kenny didn't hurt his wrist, I think we run the table, we go undefeated, and we win the national championship. That's just my personal opinion. But after those years, after that year, I mean, we had some years that we were just worn out. It got tiresome. It did. Your mental drain, you got to the point where like, oh man, I just can't wait for this to be over. There was 2 years like that. And I can honestly admit there was 2 years like that happened.
So I played under John Bach, who ended up coaching Golden State and was with the Bulls as assistant coach. And he was like Joe B. Hall, by the way. And I don't know if it's for y'all, but the practices, man, that was the brutal part. Like you said, Tom, we'd be beating each other up, man. We'd be worn out game. By the game time coming half the season, we were practicing twice a day, before class at 6 in the morning and then after, but that's that old school ball, But I don't know if y'all saw the comment. I don't know if y'all saw this comment by, you see it says Howard Mosky. I don't know if y'all seen that comment. You know who that is?
No.
That's Mo Howard that played at University of Maryland. He said, Mo said, yes.
Yeah, he got paid.
$8. What's up, Mo? Good to see you, bro. Online.
Hey, Mo.
What's up, Mo? Y'all, yeah, Mo Howard. That's my guy, man. He been on. Him and John Lucas were on, and they were they were dropping some dimes too, man.
Yes, they were.
Oh, by the way, Bobby, what years did you play at Penn State?
75 to 77. Then I transferred to University of Texas A&M.
Okay, because then you just missed my buddy Mike Lang, who was my age, so he got there in 1979.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I think he played with Brikowski. Didn't Brikowski play it?
Yeah, Frank.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brikowski played in the early 80s, yeah.
Frank was out there in Seattle with me. Big Frank.
Yeah, right. He went to Penn State. Yep.
He was a beast, man.
But a little story about Frank. He liked to use stickum on his hands all the time.
Yes.
Put that
Yeah.
stickum on the shoe,
Wow.
and he would fuck the ball up. He'd fuck the game ball up. Come on, Mike.
Yeah, I knew somebody else who did that. Yeah. Hey, speaking about old school basketball, right? Did y'all have any old school tricks that y'all used to do? I used to have this box out trick that a guy taught me that, man, they added about 5 different rebounds, man, when you step on the guy's foot and then throw the arm over and push him back. The referee never see it. But everybody had some old school tricks. Y'all didn't have no
old school tricks
that you did?
Drop the chair. You learn to drop the chair on a guy in the post, like pull your leg out.
Oh yeah,
little stuff like that.
That's a good one. Drop the chair. That's a good one, Dave. That's a good one.
But when I got I was fortunate to play 1 year with the Celtics, and I got to learn that to a perfection with Kevin McHale. He was a master at it.
Yes.
He would drop the chair on you all the time.
Yes.
He was an asshole.
Yeah, I played against him. I played against him when he was at Minnesota with Michael Thompson.
Yes.
And
Good, great guy. I love
Flip Saunders was there, right?
Flip he was playing. Yeah, he was playing there at the time. Flip and Gus Wynn's brother, Way Wynn.
Flip was a great guy. I love Flip.
Yeah, Flip.
Yeah, I liked him too. Except when we had to play him all the time. That's when we hated each other.
Well, you played. Your coach was Charlie Rosen, right?
Charlie Rosen, Phil Jackson. Damn. Charlie was the assistant. Phil was the head coach.
Oh man, God bless you. Yeah.
I've got a question for you guys because I've got a Russian story. You know, when we always used to have to play like the Russian teams and or maybe Yugoslavia or whatever.
Yeah.
And this was before it was still underneath the old like Soviet bloc, the Cold War. We had played, we were playing the Soviets. It was the last game. Sabonis, you know, the dad, he was playing on that team.
Beast.
He was. He could jump like Vince Carter and
pass like Magic.
Yes.
I played against him in Granada when he had 2 bad knees.
Yeah, he was.
And the guy was 7'9", with like 500 pounds, but he was just a beast.
But like Tom said,
he was a great player.
But in his early days, like Tom said, he could jump out the gym.
Yes.
So Tom, absolutely. He played when he was in his prime.
Yeah, and when before they had good hygiene, because I think we were the last team on the trip, and rubbing up against them, it was just like it was like foaming on our skin. And, you know, after the game, we're supposed to go to the press room, but everybody ran to the locker room and actually showered with our jerseys on because it was just so disgusting.
Damn.
And
God.
I mean, it wouldn't be like that now, but it was just
it was. I know what you're saying. It was like that, man. I don't know if they did that on purpose or was that their culture.
And see, that had David. I don't know. You had to be there then. I thought maybe it was either Kansas or UNC that they were on the trip, but we were the last leg. They actually beat us. It was just horrendous. Oh.
I don't remember that one time, but I could picture it though.
I mean,
I could see it in my mind.
You could probably have a whole show on European basketball stories because Paul Shirley, you know that. Let's see, Paul's about 50 now. You know, he was a journeyman and wrote some books and whatnot, just telling some great stories. And I'm sure you guys played over there have some good ones too, because it's totally different over there.
It's totally different. Exactly right.
Well, like Mike said at the top show, I have a book out that I wrote about the European experience of my 5 years over there, and it's doing very well. I went over to the London International Book Fair. It was in it. It's doing pretty well. But I dropped some stories in there, man, and some of the guys couldn't believe. They thought I was making up, especially when I played in Venezuela. They had a 7-foot fence, rusty fence around the court indoors. I'm like, what the?
Wow.
I'm like, why is this fence? And when the game started, I saw why. They were like barbarians, man. Oh my God, I was so glad I got out of that country, man.
They want a piece of your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
They were coming to the game with tweezers, firing up pennies and with big lighters and trying to throw them on you when you ran through the tunnel.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, don't start the stories. Oh my God.
That's awesome.
So, okay,
to hear.
Howard got something for you. He said, Tom, did you play with Rick Roby? No, you were after Rick Roby.
Yeah, Rick, because Rick and them, they graduated in 78, and I got there the fall of 79.
Right.
So, and then the cool thing about Rick is when I went back and I said, look, there's not too many athletes I really want to meet, but I want to meet Larry Bird, Dr. J, and Phil Jackson. So those are my bucket list. So Rick sees Larry all the time, and I live down here in South Florida, and Bird lives over in Naples when he's not, doing his basketball stuff. So he's going to set me up so I can have dinner with him. So
Okay.
That's on my list too. Dr. J and Larry Bird.
Yeah, and Phil Jackson. So
my other one was Earl of Pearl, and I got to meet Earl of Pearl Monroe.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Hey, Tom, the next time you see Larry, tell him I said hello.
Oh, I will. Yeah, because you would have been up there.
I haven't talked to him in 30 years.
Wow.
So who was your favorite player, Dave?
Growing up, absolutely Dr. J was my favorite player.
Ooh, man.
Loved the time.
They talk this GOAT stuff, and they don't be mentioning his name when they talk this GOAT stuff, and it hurts my heart. This guy was doing stuff.
Doctors.
That's because
he was the man.
The people that know about Dr. J, they're either past or getting old or older than us, basically.
Right.
Right. And nowadays, because I had one of my kids' mothers, she was in love with Dr. J. Everything, and right now today, she's still in love with that man. So it's a different era.
Yes.
I mean, I don't get upset when I go around kids or when I go to certain areas to, give out groceries and stuff like that. And the people, do you know Michael Graham? Some kids say, no, that's fine because it's a different era. You're talking about 40 plus years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
With that, hey, David and Tom, tell me, do y'all have a favorite player today that's playing?
I just got one last night.
Oh my
God! I mean,
I
I like watching Wemby now. I mean, it's fun to watch because it's just very intriguing. Some guy like that can move, and he's a nice guy. That's the thing about these Euro players; they're nice guys. I mean, Giannis, Jokic, Doncic, those guys. They're just nice, nice men.
Yeah,
exactly. Yep. I don't really watch too much NBA basketball. What I was watching a few years ago, it was Al Horford. I like Al Horford.
I like him.
Still
holding in there. He's still
he's still in there.
He's an old school player. Undersized. Still gets after it. I enjoy that. But
he got the most out of his game. That's for sure. He got the most out of his game because you say undersized, but what was? I don't know if y'all watched the game. I just saw some highlights. I want to go back and watch it. But yesterday, Wemby was going off, right? And they put what's the bald head guy with the headband on him? Who's
Johnson?
No,
Caruso.
They put Caruso on him.
What's he like? 6'2"?
No, he's 6'5". He's 6'5". And I didn't understand. Now Caruso was hitting that jumper from the corner, but I'm like. The coaching sometimes I wonder.
But he stole the ball a couple times. Got in front of him, just moving around. I mean, it's not optimal, but it was just like I don't know. Caruso is just a good all-around player. You'd want him on your team. He just gets stuff done.
Absolutely.
Oh,
No, I mean, I don't know why he was guarding him. I didn't, because I was at the cigar lounge, with my son, and I was just like, wow, look, he just stole it from him and everything. But
Well, why don't they put the other big that what's his name? Holmgren.
Oh,
He's 7'3", 7'4", whatever.
well, they got two big guys.
Guess how much he weighs, though, David? I looked it up today. Guess how much Hogan weighs?
Probably 200.
You're right, 205.
Yeah.
So what do Wembley weigh? How much does he weigh?
He's around about 215, 220, probably somewhere around there.
Wow, and at 7'7"?
That's crazy.
I don't know if he's going to last, by the way, because Ralph Sampson was interviewed the other day. The guy, the two guys have that podcast, Steven Jackson and Barnes, and he was saying he need to watch out for his knees.
Yeah.
Well, it's a feat. It seems to be like the tall guy's feet.
Yes. Yeah. You're exactly right there, Tom. But I think Ralph would eat Wembley's lunch. Back in the day,
so?
Ralph would. Yes.
Yeah,
Ralph he was a specimen. You know that, Mike. You played against him. Jesus. That guy was a beast.
No, Ralph definitely was a beast. But let me see how tall. Wemby weighs 235. 235.
He's real light in the tail.
Yes. And Holgren, man, and now I see why he goes to the hoop. They block his dunks. He is so weak. And when I looked and saw he was 205, I'm like, no wonder. That's why they didn't put him on Wemby.
Well, that other
they
guy,
tried everybody from the bench. They even gave DeAndre Jordan some time last night.
Yeah. And Scottie Pippen, is it Scottie Pippen, his son? Yeah. His son was getting off. But the game is different now, y'all. I mean, how do y'all feel about the state of the game today?
It's different. You can't compare Jordan and LeBron. It's just different. Just like you can't compare Michael to Dr. J or Wilt Chamberlain or Bill Russell. It's just different. And I think that trying to compare is just people going through I don't know, but it's just different. And you know what? I remember in some games after college or whatever, I don't know if you remember Bo Ellis.
Oh, yeah. I played against the Marquette.
Yeah, he was on that national championship team from Chicago. And then Mel Daniels.
Jerome Whitehead.
Yeah. Remember
1977, yes.
Exactly. Yeah. And Mel Daniels, played for the Pacers in the ABA and whatnot. So I played against those guys. And that was just old man strength. And just, if they wanted to hurt you, they could. Because I remember one time I thought
never lifted a weight in your life.
Yeah, I know. One time, and Mel was a nice guy, but I don't know. He triggered me somehow, hit me in the jaw. I didn't mean to, or maybe he did. And I thought, I'm going to square up with him. And he just kind of looked at me like, whoa, young fella. And it was just
yeah, calm down.
Yeah.
Settle down, young buck.
Yeah. But this is the kind of stuff where you was talking about David, like Rick Mahorn and
yes.
Yes. Oh, Michael, you were an animal too. I mean, it's just like these guys now, it's just like
Maurice Lucas.
Yes.
That's who Seattle brought in. When I got drafted by Seattle, they brought him in to work with me. He was a player and everything, but unfortunately, Bernie told me why I didn't stick around. But I remember, how it's just like the freshmen when they come in, they got to do certain stuff when they tell you to go get some coffee or something like that. He told me to get off the bus and get some cards. And I was ready to fight that dude, man. I didn't know, that you would. I just went, but
that's the way you roll. That's the way you roll, man. That's the way you roll.
Right. And I had to go get him a deck of cards, man. I mean, I had to. Yeah.
Well, Tom, you had to do anything like that, Tom, when you got drafted?
No, because I only had my 3-day contract. And they didn't come to my term, so that's why I just said I'll just stay a free agent, But you talk about freshmen or rookies. Brett Barrett, when he came in as a freshman, great. I mean, he would have done better along with my teammate Derek Cord if they would have went to Duke or UNC, because that just would have been a better program for them. Mm-hmm. But Brett just throwing elbows, just one of those guys. Just, dude, don't do that to us. Like you're getting overly aggressive. You know what I mean? So Sam Bowie says, all right, bring him down low across the screen. And it's like, okay, I know what that is. So Brett's guarding me, then I'm cutting baseline. He's following me. And next thing I hear by my ear is just like a whack, like bang. He just forearmed right and knocked him out. Knocked him out.
But you talk about Sam Bowie. Mike actually pulled their heart out of their chest. Mel Turpin and Sam Bowie, seemed like Mike pulled their heart out.
This is how it started. And it was the same way with Houston. I just went out there and I see some of the guys looking at me and laughing instead of just doing the layup line. And for some reason I was on Sam Bowie, I was on Turpin, but I would talk junk to Mel, but I wouldn't talk it to Sam because he was sort of taller. But I love playing against bigger guys. But Mel, I used to say, man, you shoot that ball, I'm gonna break your back.
He act like his heart was taken. I'm telling you, he didn't do
that. You got under his skin. And that's the thing. Melvin was either on. If he was on, he was like Terminator, and you never seen a guy. He would run through Sam and everybody else like there was no tomorrow. I mean, he got so mad and fired up against Tennessee. He got 40 points. And I remember he's running out on the fast break. Dirk Minifield throws him an alley-oop from past half court. Melvin is running full speed, catches it with one hand and slams it through.
Damn.
This guy was unbelievable when he got on fire. But then there was times when he went bad, like playing against Barkley, and Barkley ducked on him one time. And then it was just like,
he went into a shell. He went into a shell.
Yeah. So you could never predict him. He, a nice, lovable man, but ended up taking his own life. And
that's one thing. Mike, that's one thing.
No.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I did not know that. Oh, Jesus.
That was about maybe 20 years ago.
No shit.
Like that.
Oh,
yeah, and I think his second wife, which is kind of goofy, was a special ed teacher in high school, had a stroke, and Melvin couldn't really live by himself. He needed help.
See what you did, Mike? See what you did?
What was that?
See what you did?
Man. But I thought he was a nice guy too, man.
No, Melvin's a nice guy. His son was there, and he was divorced, had 3 kids, and his son's like, I wish Dad could have seen me more. And Leonard Hamilton, to his credit, always said he'd take care of Melvin. So that's when Kyle, Melvin's son, then finished out his career at Florida State.
Oh,
okay.
How big was he?
Like 7 foot. Kyle Turpin, like Keil, and then he played overseas a little bit, but so he was able to go there, get a 4-year degree and all that.
Okay.
But Melvin and I would get into fights because I had to go against him every single day because everybody else seemed to go against Sam, and then I was going against Melvin because they knew that I just wouldn't back down, and it was just fights all the time. And then one time Melvin, he's 7 foot or whatever. He comes in, he had ordered or went to a store, got like a ninja outfit. And that thing was for like a 6-footer, not a 7-footer. So the mask he had on, it was like only halfway here. And he's in the lodge going, rah, like some Bruce Lee thing. And I'm like, who the F are you? What are you doing? Just harass, and it just really hurt his feelings, and he got mad, just wanted to tear me up. And I'm like, okay, I guess I better back away. But
wow.
It just looked so ridiculous, but he had this childlike way about him that was just, interesting.
Well, I noticed he would have these ebbs and flows, like you said. He would show up one game and then totally disappear another game. I didn't understand it.
Yeah, and he was the first NBA player to be traded to a foreign team. So he went to Zaragoza or Zaragoza in Spain?
Yeah, it's in Spain, yes.
So he got traded there. He got traded. And so he had no concept he's going overseas, and he gets home, he gets over there, and he's like, he can't understand people, doesn't understand why. Well, they're speaking Spanish,
Wow.
So, yeah.
Oh, my.
Wow.
I mean, that had to be traumatic. I mean, if I
Yes.
look back, I should have done something to like be with him because I was his roommate the senior year to try to help and everything. But he was just out there, a man child. It was just,
What's so
never had the
interesting,
career.
Tom? What's so interesting, and y'all, I'm sure would agree with it. There were a lot of guys lost out there, and some coaches I really feel and destroyed. I just say how it is. Some coaches I know have destroyed guys' lives because their self-esteem. I don't care if they're 7 foot, 280 or 6'5". A lot of guys were fragile. And I've seen so many bad coaches just ruin
Absolutely
guys'
I've
lives.
seen a lot of that. I've seen a lot
You
of
know
that.
what I mean? I think that I'll talk this with my friends and tell me if y'all agree with this. This might be a little bit too far, but I think there were way more bad coaches than there were good coaches.
Absolutely.
Yeah, probably.
You think that's a true statement?
Yes.
In
Question.
Just in my history, I've seen some just horrendous.
So see some horrendous coaches like just do stupid shit like the stuff you were saying there. It's uncalled for stuff, that was done to kids back in the day.
Yeah.
It really was. Stupid.
I mean, when I played for John Bach, we used to practice. The first week we practiced with no basketball. We just doing slide drills, defensive drills, and we had a drill of diving for the ball, where you throw the ball on the floor and you're supposed to dive. So we were playing Minnesota. Minnesota has the elevated court, and the ball was heading out of bounds. And I pulled up, and he got mad because I didn't dive for the ball. And I'm like, man, I would have been flying off the top. But anyway, that's just how some coaches are.
Yeah.
But through the grace of God, there are a lot of guys that did make it through that. And I know I myself, I feel I am a better person by going
Absolutely.
through it. I wouldn't suggest that people take that path voluntarily, but I am saying I've learned more what not to do than what it was to do with some of the coaches.
And that's what it's all about. Because I'm the same way. I figure, you go to college, it's a life learning experience, and I tell people this, I'll be real honest with people, I really do regret going to Georgetown.
Wow.
I really signed with Maryland when I was in the 10th grade, but I regret going to Georgetown because I felt like,
I would have loved to play against you
somewhere else
with Lefty.
and made an impact or whatever. But it was just some things that I wasn't ready for, coming from, where I come from. During that time, I'm the man of the house, at a young age and everything. And there's certain things I wasn't going to have. Yeah, I wasn't going to have people telling me to do. I mean, it got so to where I used to have people that was part of that organization would tell me to stop cutting my hair bald. That I was scaring people on campus.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean all types of stuff. If we heard John,
I never heard about tell you about grow hair. I used to say cut our hair.
Yeah,
Afro. They said,
they would tell me that, man, and I'm like, yeah, it'd be crazy. It'd be so crazy, But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's totally different now as far as this college game. I really don't watch a lot of basketball. I really don't because it's not the same no more. I feel like that the game it's gone from. I don't have the passion for it no more. I don't.
You're exactly right. I feel the same way, Mike. I do. I don't really watch it that much. It's just I don't know. It's bullshit. It really is. I don't know.
So David, tell me now. After you played ball overseas, where did your life path take you after?
Where did my life lead me?
Yeah.
Right here, right back home, right here to Ashley, Pennsylvania.
Wilkes-Barre.
Wilkes-Barre. I'm living in Ashley. It's called. I actually living in my grandmother's house. Been there for 120 years. So
what town is
wow.
In Ashley, Pennsylvania. Yeah, I raised two of my kids here. My daughter's at UNCW down in Wilmington. She's going for a master's degree in athletic training. And
Okay.
she's gonna be at Carolina this summer, Mike, doing the immersion with the basketball team for a couple months. So I
Oh,
might pay
cool.
a visit down there. So
Oh, that's
Yeah.
and
cool.
my boy plays for Point Park in Pittsburgh, a D2
Hey,
school
speaking
out there in
about that
Pittsburgh.
boy, speaking about your boy, he's a player, dude.
Yeah, he is. He gets after
Oh,
it. He's athletic. He's 6'7", almost 6'8". Gets after it, runs the floor, does things. He's active. Just broke his nose yesterday in a little competition, but a little setback. But
How much
right.
you weigh?
about 220.
Oh, good
So
He's
size.
ready.
Good size.
He's ready.
yeah, so yeah, he gets after it. He can shoot the three. He gets after it. So we'll see what happens. But he wants to be oh, sorry.
That's okay.
He wants to be a mechanical engineer. That's what he wants to
Okay.
be.
That's good.
So
Good for
that's
him.
what he wants. So they want to pay for his schooling. Go right ahead. Go get
There
that
you
degree,
go.
man. So he'll be in downtown Pittsburgh for hopefully the next 4 years. So
My daughter is doing a doctorate at the University of Pittsburgh in physiotherapy right now
nice.
in Pittsburgh.
Great,
Tom, what
great
Well,
about
area,
you,
man.
man? Where did it
well,
lead you?
my daughter is sitting at home watching me. Hey, baby. Hey, Susu.
Good. Tom, where did your path lead you after? Oh,
Went to Chicago, then got into the financial markets,
Oh.
commodity trader, 10 years doing that. And so I lived there for 30 years and then moved down here to South Florida in Fort Lauderdale 12 years ago and probably stay here. But our youngest son just had a baby with his wife up in Northwest Indiana. So now we'll spend more time there. And yeah, so and then 8 years ago I got into a truck. I talked about that on the show one time. My mental health journey, and I'll be retiring from that full time in a couple weeks, and then I'll finish up my book so I can publish that, and then I'll be back into the financial services, and then I'm also going to develop some programs for the NCAA. I'm going to test out to talk to athletes about the mental health journey and how that's a positive thing and how to take the stigma out of it.
that's
Because all of us have been through some type of trauma, and especially as an athlete, and they don't talk about that. I had sexual trauma and all that, and especially for a man, you don't want to talk about that, our
Right.
age
Yes.
demographic, but it's a reality. And you know what? I almost took my own life because of it,
Wow.
and men don't talk about that. And you know what? It's nothing to be ashamed of if you understand, what to do. And then my thing is like, hey, we want to take care of ourselves physically. We go to the doctor and everything. Why not take care of yourself mentally? Just make it a game. It's a game to keep yourself physically healthy. Make it a game to be mentally healthy.
Mhm.
And you know what? If you're ashamed of it, you're going to end up hurting yourself instead of just saying
no inner peace. No inner
yeah,
peace.
no inner
Absolutely.
peace. Just take care of it. Get the help you need. Do the work yourself, and then you're going to be much better. I mean, like now, I just feel I'm peaceful. It's good. I like life, and I'm like you guys. I'll watch basketball. I watch more Caitlin Clark than NBA because I don't know. I'm just fascinated by somebody that's that good.
Yes.
But for the most part, it's just like I'll smoke a nice cigar with my son. I'll go to Colorado with my other son. We'll drive around, look at the mountains, jump in the creek. Just simple things like that.
That's what life is about.
That's enjoying the simple things of life.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, Tom, interesting you say about the finance thing, because I came out and became a stockbroker and investment advisor, and then ended up working 30 years for the FDIC, doing financial work. But you talk about mental health. It's important, but in your book, I hope you add mental health and your finance, because those two are both subjects that people overlook and don't really talk enough about. And
Absolutely.
the combination would be good because a lot of our people's finances is messed up because of their mental health. So,
well,
Yes.
I suffer with mental health. I'll be the first to tell you.
I told you that. I diagnosed you that.
it cost me my marriage. It cost me a lot of stuff, And right now I'm glad to be back, talking again with my wife, my ex-wife now, my child. I met that because that meant a lot to me, and that's sort of like keeping me together. that knowing the things that I got to do, because I suffered with it bad and been suffering with it for a long time, and probably finally came out when my ex-wife kept telling me you need to get help, and I went to get help, and hey,
Nothing wrong with getting help, man. I tell that to my inmates every day. I work in a state correctional institution here in Pennsylvania as an activity specialist. I'm like a gym teacher for the inmates, and these inmates they all have something wrong with their mind.
Right.
Everybody does, though.
Everybody, yes.
Everybody.
Yeah.
It's not just the inmates. It's everybody.
Yeah.
And I tell it to everybody.
Yeah.
And
Just
you
like
got to deal with it.
The flu, it's the same thing. You're going to get a little bit of blue, a little bit of depression. But if you don't treat that, just like if you got chest pains or something, and hey, I'm not going to discuss that, it could be deadly. And the same thing with mental health. It's just,
Yes.
I want to normalize it. I talked to a lot of young athletes down here that are getting ready for the NFL draft because I see them at the cold plunge where I go, the sauna and the cold plunge down here. And I always ask them, and I say, how you doing? And I say, how you doing? How you feeling? That didn't sound real convincing. What's going on? What's bothering you?
Right.
And they're almost like relieved and shocked at the same time. So what it is, there's two things with youth. Sometimes they can go over the top. Everybody, it's a problem, everything, and they put it on Instagram and everything, how bad they feel. And then there's others that it's just like, you know what, I'm aware of it now and I want to do something to get better. You know what I mean? So my thing is to just make it more prevalent, and especially talking to people our age, because I do that all the time. And when I've been on podcast and I've talked about, the sexual abuse thing, it's like people call me up and say, thank you for saying this. This happened to me. So it's just having an awareness. I have a whole process, that, and I'm not a licensed therapist, but I can observe people. And you guys know, as you get older, you just kind of like read people, and you can just smell it on them. And
you can feel it. You can feel it. You definitely can.
Especially if you've been around the world a couple of times, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is what I found out, Tom. There's a difference between mental issues and mental illness. And mental issues, everybody has.
Absolutely.
But mental illness is where people need somebody with professional letters.
Professional help, yes.
Help them out.
You might even need you might even need medicine too.
And
right.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Dave. But Tom, let me ask you this, man, if I may. Can you share what is some of the things that help you to overcome your adversities or your unexpected circumstances?
Well, it's a lot of, it's just like being in a 12-step program. You got to be aware to say, I'm just kind of like powerless over this. And I can't figure it out. I did everything. I'm a trained coach, business and life coach. I've taught other coaches. So all this stuff that I was trying to figure out, the me search, I was trying to figure it out. What do I need to do? Exercise, no alcohol, no drugs, meditation, everything. And what I needed was to be in that truck on the road. Probably drove past you a million times, David, because I was in Hamburg all the time at Cigar International and then delivering up in Wilkes-Barre and Scranton. So I probably went past you.
I can see 81 right here, right now.
Yeah, I'm sure I went right past you, waved at you, you didn't even know. But it was that solitude. And then finally, when I heard enough guys talk about being raped or molested when they was young kids, and these are famous people, for whatever reason, call it the grace of God or the higher power, it's just I realized I had to forgive because all that anger of wanting to provoke violence, wanting to go back and harm the people that did this to me, fueled my athletic career, like a lot of us athletes. But when you get older and middle age, it's like you got to reconcile that because that doesn't work anymore. And now you start feeling, from my experience and a lot of people, it's like I feel bad that I'm so violent-minded, what I want to do. And here I'm a 55-year-old man at the time. Like, how can I keep living like this? I want to end a few people's lives of what they did to me. That's not healthy. So it's coming to the realization that it was forgiveness. And when they said it's not for the other person, it's for you, I'm like, that's bullshit, man. I'm not going to forgive them. That's not going to do absolutely nothing for me. So
Right.
that was probably the number one thing, is when I finally broke down, and that's kind of the apex of my book, is when I broke down in a Panera Bread in Mount Vernon, Illinois, by myself. And at first I wanted to just find them and hurt them. And then somehow I forgave them through God or, whatever. And then within 48 hours, it was like 80% of my problems were gone. It was just like,
you took control.
Yeah. Hey, Tom, so this is very interesting that you said it, because in my book, there's a part where I talk about that particular issue that you're talking about, homosexuality, where I was being groomed and influenced, didn't know it. But I got up to the door and I had to make the choice to go over or step over and don't. And through the grace of God, I didn't. But I use that because a lot of young people are going through that, Tom. But check this out, Tom. This is one of the biggest things I learned about forgiveness, right? I had an issue with a friend of mine, and I told myself I was forgiving him, right? But still I had this animosity in my heart. And a friend of mine came to me and shared this with me. He said, Bob, maybe it's not about you forgiving them. Because like you said, Tom, sometimes it's hard to forgive somebody if they did something egregious to you, even though you know it's the right thing to do. But this would open and change my whole life. He said, Bob, maybe you need to forgive yourself for feeling that way. And it changed, man. It took a weight off my shoulders, because I was like struggling with why I couldn't just totally let it go, forgive them. And I had to forgive myself. Like you said, wanting to hurt somebody, wanting to do this, and maybe even hurt yourself. And then forgiveness sometimes just comes from not giving it to somebody else. You got to learn to have forgiveness for yourself. So I leave that there. But thanks.
And you talked about there's mental what'd you say, mental illness
issues.
Issues. There's mental issues that then not taken care of go into mental illness, and that's what David sees all the time, of all those things that have now, it just hasn't been treated. And look, probably almost, I don't know, David, what would you say, 100% have just untreated mental issues? And then how many of those?
100. Everybody that's locked up or in my jail, they all have mental issues.
Yes.
Yeah. And how many of those could have been alleviated by some, awareness and help?
Absolutely. It could have been. Absolutely. You're right.
It's the number one issue right now in the world, not this country, is mental illness. And we need, and it's interesting how people deal with it. Like the people who don't want to deal with it, they'll don't invite Uncle Willie to the family cookout, you know what I mean? Because he's crazy, you know what I mean? We don't want nothing to do with him, but yet they talk about this, but they're not trying to help the situation, you know what I mean? I mean, there's so many different issues with mental illness,
here's the thing on that, is it's easier said than done.
Right.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like we can sit around and talk about what it is, but actually doing it is the hard part.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. But like Tom said, but the number one key, you got to be aware of it before you
absolutely.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna do another show, right? Because I'm trying to talk about mental illness. I'm trying to get hold of James Donaldson, the big guy that played at Seattle.
Yeah,
and a former Georgetown Hoya, Michael Sweeney. They both suffer from mental illness. They wrote books. They got organizations, and I want to invite you two back on to be on that path. Yes, please.
Yes. We've talked about that before.
If I can figure out the internet thing here.
Hey, that's your mental issue.
But. Well, and David, you said it too. I have a 5-step framework of anything. You have to be awareness, assessment. The third part is acceptance. It's on you.
That's
I don't care. I don't care what somebody did to you, what you did to yourself, what the world did to you, what a politician you think did to you, or whatever.
Right.
It's huge.
It's yours.
It's huge.
It's your game to play now. That's your game. And then you got to
own you got to own it. You got to own it, man.
Gotta face it. Gotta face it. No, this is
absolutely.
Good, I'm glad we spent some time on this, man, because me and Mike's, pet peeve right now And we definitely want to do that show on mental illness.
I hope some people could listen to this and to maybe hear something to this and maybe learn something from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
go
important.
forward.
And that's the reason why we do this show. It ain't about trying to make money or anything like that. I want to get the guys who played back in my era to let these kids know today that you don't have to change the wheel or try to fix the wheel. It don't need to be fixed. You know,
absolutely.
You just need to do what you're right. You just need to do what you need to do, you know, because now, I mean, back in the day, I never had, like, when I went to play basketball, I never had like 20 or 30 people around me, my entourage or whatever. Man, I'm like, Jesus Christ. I went to I coached an all-star, McDonald's Capital Classic 2 years ago. And I'm looking at some of the guys from the local team. Man, they got entourages, everybody coming. I'm like, that's one thing that never happened during our era when we played. It was, and then we have our family, mother, father, sister.
I didn't
not
have
everybody
that.
from the neighborhood.
I didn't even
And
have
Mike, thank God for that.
Yeah.
Thank God for that. We don't have to deal with that bullshit that these kids got to go through.
You got to deal with it today. That's right.
I feel for the kids today. The issues the issues they dealing with, we didn't even have to deal with. I mean, they dealing with some serious adult issues at such a young age.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, I don't think I mean, everything's relative. We had issues we had to deal with too, but I'm listening to somebody because so David, I teach financial literacy in the Alexandria, Virginia jail.
Good.
So I know what you're talking about going in there, man. And it's kind of a trip because when they shut them doors, man, and that electric light go clank, I'm like, hope they realize don't think I'm Lawrence Moten or somebody think I'm the wrong person to keep me in there.
I've been doing it for 27 years now, man. Going on 28. So
peace be with you, my brother.
I don't know what it is.
It's always fun when that door slams on you.
You know what I'm talking about, dude. Oh my God. And I just last week I talked in the Manassas, Virginia juvenile detention center, 12 to 17 years old, and I'm talking about maximum security. At 12, and it's just broke my heart, man. And they came in there just sad and broken, and oh man, but I ended up, because y'all can tell my name, I got them to laughing and they wanted I gave them all my book and signed. They wanted my book. And it made me feel better, but man, man. Like we said earlier, David, it beats the alternative.
Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy.
Yeah.
You know, it must be something with ex-basketball players because my friend and Mike, did you guys play DePaul your freshman year?
Yep.
So there would have been a tall white guy, Brett Burkholder. He was a center. So Brett and I had known each other since I moved to Chicago. He's been a bailiff now for like 30 years in the juvenile detention court, you know, Lake County, Indiana, which is where Gary, Indiana, and all that. So he just tells me all these sad stories that, you know, you guys work in you know, the prison system. It's just sad. He goes, you know what, these are just young kids, but they just viciously murdered or whatever. And it's just, you know, they have no hope, you know. It's just,
unfortunately, that is a rough area. That Gary, Indiana is a very, very rough area.
For years it's been that way, though, David. For years.
Yeah.
It's not like
no, you're right. You're right. It's for decades.
For decades.
A long time.
But look, y'all. Look, we went way longer than we normally go, and I hope y'all don't mind, man. But because I think
not at all.
But we have to wrap it up because you know, we don't want to keep y'all on and the folks too long. But this has been great. Thank you for your time.
Hey,
David and Tom, man, it's been good.
Thank you, Michael. Good talking to you.
Thank you.
Michael,
it ain't over because y'all coming back. So
all right, we'll come back.
But
we repeat offenders.
but we can't. But we end our show with Mike's famous question.
Okay,
we always end the show with Mike.
You know what? I got another one.
Okay, go.
Okay. If you two were in the prime today, in your prime today, how do you think your game would adapt to the modern positionless and three-point heavy style of basketball?
Go ahead, Tom. You're older.
Oh, I would be able to shoot threes like I never was allowed to. And my running style, because that's where Melvin and Sam would always say, you don't have to run all the time. Because I was just like, phew. That was my game.
Billy Martin, too. Billy Martin.
So I would love that. I would love that. And heck, I could have been, probably in the Hall of Fame now in the NBA. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just kidding. But,
I feel you.
I would have, that's how I would have adopted. Whether that would have been a benefit to me or not, I don't know. But it's fun to think about it. Go ahead, David.
Okay. Right.
I think if Coach would have let me have more than 2 dribbles, I think I would have been able to get a 3-point shot off. That was Coach's rule on me. You're only allowed 2 dribbles. For whatever reason that was. That was his quirk. But I could shoot the 3. I could shoot it, and I probably could adapt to today's game. And I know I can run and jump and get up and down the floors, and that wasn't an issue. So,
well, James Brown, the commentator, told me this. I asked him about the GOAT statement, right? And he gave me the best response I ever heard. He said, Bob, if you were a superstar in your era, 9 times out of 10, you would have been able to play in any other era. That's the best I heard. He said, if you were great in your era, 9 times out of 10, you probably would have been good in the other people's era. Sure. You would adapt. Like Rick Barry said. He said, man, shoot, if I was playing now, I would have been lifting more weights. I would have been so much better. And that was the best explanation of that, different eras. Like if I played here, if you played, if Jordan is better than, Dr. J and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much. Mike, you the man. Close it up.
Thank you, Michael.
Well, I want to thank y'all also, man. And like I said, I'm going to bring y'all back because we're going to do something on mental health. And like I said, I just get it out there so some of the old guys can look at it if they want to come on. All they got to do is give me a holler, man. We're just here to have some fun. And hopefully these young kids will look at this, what they see right now and sort of like, take some of the messages out of this stuff, because right now I see most of these young kids, they're making it real hard on themselves because you got every parent in the world, that's spending all this money for their kid to play this game because they want their kid to play in that NBA too. And I think that's a bad way to go to it. I mean, if it happens, it happens. But let's make sure that kid get that college degree first.
They got less than a 1% chance of making it.
Right. I mean, look, you guys were like McDonald's All-Americans. I was like a Taco Bell, Chalupa All-American. But look, that was the best of the best, and we didn't have a long pro career. So that should be a testament of. It's difficult, but
absolutely.
My wife's 5'3", so my kids didn't get height, even though I'm 6'9". But I just wanted them to be, the best person they could be. Now at 32 and 30, they're doing well, and they thank me for not pushing them on sports.
Good.
So you got a lot of these parents living vicariously, like this is going to be my meal ticket, and like, come on.
That's there. You have the problem right there in a nutshell.
Yeah, I know I'm going off script, but how many kids actually like playing? You can look at the WNBA. I hate going back there. I would say there's just a handful of those women that truly love the game. The rest of them are just doing it because they can get some money, and that's sad.
You got all these adventures modeling.
Or the fame.
They got all the fame stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, we're going to say good night, man. I want to thank y'all, man, once again. Thank Tom Heitz and David Popson Sr. for coming on the Mike Graham Show. And I love y'all, man. I really do appreciate y'all.
Love you too,
Love you too, buddy. Take care, man.
All righty. All right, take care.
See you guys.
Peace.
I'll be safe.
You too.
Bye now.
That's a wrap on this episode of The Michael Graham Show. Big thanks to our guests, and bigger thanks to you for listening. If it hit home, share it. If it made you think, talk about it. Because change starts with conversation. Catch Michael next time. Same truth, same energy, same mission. Till then, Stay loud, stay real, and stay connected.